You know, a lot of people, they suddenly start caring about the community when they decide to run for office. But Larsen has cared for a long time. Sort of way back 20 plus years ago, when I was just thinking about running for mayor of Knoxville, Larsen was involved in revitalizing our downtown. And he was doing that when the rest of us were just learning about it.
I met him at 5:30 in the morning on a random day of the week. I, at the time, was a reporter at WATE, and I did a story on downtown renewal. And we were engaged 6 months later and married a year and a half after that. So it was a very quick courtship. We just knew. I mean, just Larsen, when you meet him, it's like you've always known him.
Larsen, of course, went to university. He's a volunteer in every respect, not just wearing orange on Saturdays, but he's the kind of guy that volunteers for about any good thing that's happening in our community. He cares about other people, and he cares about doing the right thing.
Larsen thinks outside the box. I think he sees opportunities, and he has the energy and the vision to make it grow. As Market Square was being revitalized, I think he saw a need for a special event and something that was sort of a signature event, if you will, for Market Square. And he came up with the idea for the ice skating rink. It turned out to be a great event. Eventually the city took it over, and now it's still going.
We were newlyweds, like 2.5 years into our marriage when it happened. He was alone in a commercial area. He fell 14 feet off a ladder. He was in the ICU 3 or 4 days, and it was very scary. Largely what saved his life is he landed on the ladder and not on the concrete, but that's also why he broke everything. He had this experience where he finally got into a wheelchair and he wheeled himself around the floor and realized he was the only one with flowers in his room. And the flowers were really a metaphor for people that love and care about you. And he went back to his room at his most vulnerable and shared that love with other people.
That's really the moment when Random Acts of Flowers was born. It's a program where they take flowers that have been donated, they repurpose those into new arrangements and deliver them to people in healthcare settings. His leadership has allowed us to help people really all over this country in times when they feel lonely, when they feel lost and hopeless. And we have a mission of bringing hope to people.
I think you see things through a different lens when you realize how fragile life can be. And that changed the trajectory of everything in our life, how we focus. Forming Random Acts of Flowers gave him the experience of how you can change a person's life, and being part of Commission is really putting that to action.
Well, in 2018, this gentleman approached me at the Carnes Community Fair, just out of the blue. Said, "Hi, I'm Larsen Jay, County Commissioner. I'd like to know a little bit more about Beaver Creek." The stream drains 86 square miles of Knox County. It's a huge drainage basin. Larsen actually took the initiative to get out on the waterway with us, see what the issues were, and more importantly, see how we could correct it, and then what good it would do for the community if we did that. The new Knox County Water Trail, it's going to be a huge gem in Knox County, not just from a recreation standpoint, but from a flooding standpoint and a water quality improvement standpoint. And, to connect those 5 communities, of Halls, Powell, Carnes, Hardin Valley, and Solway all together with one project that's really going to benefit them, it really showcases, the importance of that project and what it can do for that part of the county. For him to take that interest into that and actually become a part of getting it done, and I'm talking hands-on, not just behind the scenes. I mean, that really showcased, what kind of person he is and, how important that was to us.
It's meant a lot to us to have Larsen participate because He really has a feel for what our community stands for, and he also is very generous with his time and energy on all of our events. Larsen not only participates, but he usually brings his children and his wife, and that's really been great to see.
You need a leader that understands that the Knox County is made up of different communities, and it's important that you understand what these communities' needs are. Larsen has stepped up and came to South Knoxville. He's been to East Knoxville. He's been to North Knoxville. And that's important that you have at-large commissioners like that, and you have a mayor like that is willing to step out and go to all the communities.
On North Shore Drive, several years ago, it was very difficult to basically maneuver along the greenways. They were sporadic and they weren't really connected. It wasn't safe. It was pretty dangerous with that. Larsen was instrumental in having an idea to have a walkway underneath the bridge and to be able to allow people to cross over safely from one side to the other. And that, since then, has just opened up the world for so many people.
You really have two kinds of people who run for office. Some love the politics and they love running for office and they think that's what the job's about. But it's not. It's about serving in the role and delivering results for people who need your help to solve problems. It really matters that we elect folks who are there for all the right reasons. And I'm convinced, because I've known him now for a couple of decades, that Larsen's running for all the right reasons.
He's worked his way through school. He's worked his way to build a career. He was brave enough to dip his toe into this world of politics and really deeply loves Tennessee and Knox County. It's just not about winning. You know, if Larsen's Knox County mayor, he's going to work for everybody. But if he's not, he's still going to do the same amount of work because he cares.